Hi, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School. This class is a 45-minute Yang Yin class focused on grief. We'll move through more active postures, the Yang portion, to move some energy in our body, build some heat, and then we'll hold postures a little bit longer, that Yin side, to really feel and allow for a deep relaxation and openness all throughout. And the reason I wanted to create this class is I know for me personally, the past few months of the pandemic, of change of life, has been really hard for me to process, and I'm feeling a lot of tension in my physical body. And I think part of the reason we're having such a hard time with this is we're not allowing the grieving to happen of what life used to look like, of the changes, of the things that we're letting go. And that could be true for anything in your life. A personal loss, things happening in the news, lack of compassion, indifference. Whatever you're feeling or however you're feeling loss or grieving, a practice like this is a chance to go inward, to move some energy, and to create space. We all hold grief in different areas physically, but many of us it's heart and lungs. And so we're going to move into a lot of chest openers, twists, create space in that area of your body. And we'll start today in a child's pose. So as you're ready, find your way onto your mat and into a comfortable child's pose. And you can take your child's pose with your knees wide, your knees together, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. And we're going to hold this first shape for quite a couple of minutes, a little bit longer time than we maybe normally would. And so really allow yourself to start to tune in and to start to notice what's going on with yourself physically, emotionally, energetically, kind of all layers of your being. So you might choose knees wide, you might choose knees together, hands in front or hands around your sides, forehead to your mat, or you can stack your hands. Allow your eyes to be softly closed. And if you haven't yet, allow your awareness to go inward and really pay attention to all the things happening for you. We all experience grief and loss in different ways and in different places in our physical body, but for many of us it lives in our chest, around our heart space. In traditional Chinese medicine, grief is in our lung meridian, and so today we'll work into shapes that open up through the heart space, upper back and shoulders, some gentle twists, some movement of energy in those areas. If you haven't yet, start to deepen your breath. And cultivate a really strong, deep, audible inhale and exhale. That ujjayi breath, like you're trying to fog up a mirror with your lips sealed. A ha sensation. I'll challenge you today to really acknowledge any grief, any feelings of loss. Notice where they arise physically. Try for at least this practice, this next 45 minutes, to really stay in the feeling. Rather than moving to action or to change, can you just be with sensation, with emotions, whatever's coming up for you. Allow yourself to experience this in your own way. And try not to judge others' reactions, others' experiences. Really let this be personal, at least for this next 45 minutes. If you're feeling like you need to come out of your child's pose, you're more than welcome to come to a tabletop. We're going to take a thread the needle shape. And so that can either be lifted or that could still be in your child's pose. Right arm reaches underneath your left. Shoulder moves toward the ground. The side of your head moves toward the ground. And the left hand can reach in front or even wrap behind your back. And as we're taking these more yin shapes, know that you don't have to find your fullest, deepest expression. We're working through sensation, avoiding pain. And we're using time in a slow, gentle openness to create space, to create change in your physical body. We'll take another few rounds of breath here. And there's no rush. You can always stay in any shape longer. As you're ready, slowly unwind. Find any rebound posture. So that might be back to your child's pose, a tabletop, a little wiggle, something to reset before we move into the other side. And then in your way, your time, take it to the other side. Left arm threads underneath your right. Lower your head. Take any variation with your right arm. We'll be here for about a minute. And as your sides feel even, unwind. Again, find any rebound shapes, any movements or stillness that feel appropriate right after. And this will be really personal. Eventually, we'll meet in a downward facing dog, but please take your time. And in your down dog, allow for some movement here too. I like to really bend my knees the first down dog of the day and then work towards straight. Maybe pedal out your feet, sway a little bit side to side. If your legs are straight, bend your knees quite a lot. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you're in a fold at the back of your mat, a little ragdoll or dangling pose. Feet can be wide, hip distance or a little bit wider. If you'd like, grab opposite elbows or hands to the back of your neck. Let your head and neck relax. And allow for a little dangle, a little bit of movement here. And then find some stillness. Two more rounds of breath. Release your hands. Lift halfway, hands to shins, heart forward. Big breath in. Exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Once more like that. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, folds. Walk your hands forward. Find a high plank upper push-up position, and we'll take an Ashtanga Namaskar. So a little different than Chaturanga. Big breath in here. As you exhale, knees, chest, chin, and then move into your Cobra pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release down. Two more baby cobras. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, release. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Tabletop or high plank, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale, let something go. One more big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward to your hands. Exhale, step or hop toward your hands, find a forward fold. Lift halfway, breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Rise all the way to standing, arms sweep to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale to chair pose, sit low. Hands reach out in front and then plug your shoulders back, really open up your chest. Bring your hands behind your back. So either they reach toward the wall behind you or interlace your fingers. Peek down, make sure you can see your toes, engage your low belly. Continue to breathe here, full, long, deep breaths. One more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold, relax your hands down, release them, relax your head and neck down. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Feel free to adjust your stance. Left knee is bent, ankle right below your knee. Rise to a high crescent lunge, both arms to the sky. And then allow yourself to sink in, right hip forward, left back. Engage your low belly, relax your shoulders. Find an inhale here. Exhale, cactus your arms. Slide your shoulders down your back. Breathe into your chest space. Really feel whatever you're feeling. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back. Again, interlace or reach behind you. So if they don't reach to connect or to interlace, that's okay. Simply reach them straight back. Find that space through your chest and a little lift of your chin to open up through your throat. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, move toward a warrior three. So that could be simply leaning forward, coming onto your back toes. That could be launching forward and lifting your back foot. Doesn't have to be a super deep version. For me, I'm a little bit more upright in my chest. Keep drawing your right hip down, your left hip back, and keep breathing and lifting through the backs of your legs. One more big breath in. We'll exhale to chair. Right foot meets your left. Sit low, hands high. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Relax it all down. Lift halfway, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, fold, let it go. Back to chair pose, sit down, hands up. Once again, hands behind your back or reaching behind you. Interlace your fingers. If you're doing so, opposite thumb on top. Keep your chest open, your chin a little lifted. Breathe into that neck, throat space. If you want an extra challenge on this side, you can lift your heels. Find a little bit more balance, a little bit more heat. Continue to breathe deeply and fully. One more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Everything releases down. Hands, head, and neck. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, release your hands. Step your left foot back. And find your way to your high crescent lunge. Strong legs, arms up. Give yourself some time to settle in. Find that foundation of strength. Left hip slightly forward. Breathe in. Exhale, cactus your arms. Shoulders move down away from your ears. Find a big inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back, opposite thumb on top. Reach your hands back to really open up through your chest. And already start to turn on the back of your left leg. So really engage that left glute to find more openness through your left hip. Big breath in. Use your exhale to begin to lean forward. Find your version of warrior three. Maybe a simple balance on your toes. Maybe your leg lifts a little higher. Engage your low belly. Reach forward through the crown of your head, back through your heel. One more deep breath in. Exhale, chair pose, feet together, hips low, hands reach forward. Big inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet out wide for a squat. Heels in, toes out. Sit low into your squat. This might look more like a chair. Hands to your heart. Imagine you could press your thumbs into your heart and press your arms into your legs right back into your arms. So equal and opposite energy, long, long spine, big open chest space. Notice how you feel after moving a little bit, maybe building some heat, where those emotions or sensations are happening in your body. You're welcome to stay right here. Meet us in a child's pose or a downward facing dog, or if you want to play a little crow or crow prep, hands down. Knees to triceps or shoulders, make a shelf with your elbows, lean forward, look forward. You can float one or both feet, maybe eventually toes together, maybe arms start to straighten. And then your transition back to a resting posture, a seat, down dog, child's pose. If you want to take that flow, move through chaturanga, up dog, or cobra. And whatever shape you've chosen, give yourself a moment to turn inward once again. And it's in these moments of going inward that we're able to process. Remember, you don't have to have solutions. You don't have to worry about action right now. It's more about feeling and allowing some of these emotions to flow through you, to acknowledge them, to accept them whether you like them or not, and to allow yourself to really be in it. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath right here. Downward facing dog, if you're not already there, find your way there. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, find your way to your hands, step or hop, top of your mat. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale, release. Rise all the way to standing arms to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Right back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. We'll take eagle, right arm below your left, like you're giving yourself a big hug. And you might stay just here, especially if you're feeling that need for a nice big hug, or palms can connect. If you want the legs, right thigh comes up and over your left. I like toes tap down. You can always wrap your foot behind. See if you can sit a little lower and then bring your right hip back to even out, elbows and knees in one line. Keep your arms the same. As you inhale, you're going to stand, lift your right knee, find a little balance, a one-legged Tadasana with eagle arms. Exhale, warrior 3 with eagle arms. So back to that balance we took before. Kick back through your right heel. Hug your inner thighs, reach forward through your fingertips, big breath in. Exhale, step back to warrior 1. So you can unwrap your arms. I got to move my feet out a little bit wider. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Bring your hips into alignment as much as possible. So keep drawing right hip forward. Find this position, allow for a sense of rootedness, strength. And then bring your hands behind your back. Once more, interlace your fingers or reach behind you. Deep breath in, lift your heart. Exhale to a humble warrior, bow forward. Shoulder to thigh, perhaps inside. Maybe arms peel off your back. Keep drawing your hips toward even. So right hip continues to move forward. And keep breathing into wherever you feel this. Gently release your hands down to the ground. We're going to take this to lizard pose. A more yin variation is dragon. Lift your back heel and shimmy your foot out to the left. You can drop your back knee, untuck your back toes. You might stay a little bit more lifted and upright. You might lower to your forearms. If you've got anything handy to rest on, that might be comfortable. But allow for a sense of release here. So as we hold for about a minute, minute and a half, can you be present with the feelings that arise, with where they're happening physically in your body, what that translates to mentally, emotionally, energetically. Can you resist the urge to fidget or to need to do something and simply be? We'll take a few more rounds of breath. Remember, you can always stay longer, especially in these yin poses or yin shapes where we're holding for a longer period of time. And then I invite you to find the movement that feels most natural after this. For me, it's a little half splits. I bring my foot between my hands, a gentle shift back, some movement of my front foot, maybe a rock back and forth. For you, it might be something entirely different. And this is where we each have our own experience and really get to honor that. When we practice this on our yoga mats, it's a lot easier to do in our day-to-day lives. As you're ready in your time, you're going to step up to a forward fold, so back foot meets your front. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, fold, release. Stand tall, arms to the sky, big inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Right back to your chair, breathe in. Eagle on the other side, left arm below your right, give yourself a hug or connect your hands. Keep your legs in chair, or if you took the legs on the other side, this time left over right, squeeze everything in. Draw your knees and elbows into one line, sit a little bit deeper. Steady eyes and breath will help with the balance. Allow yourself to be your own support. Feel that steadiness, even if you're wobbly, even if things aren't pretty. You've got your breath. One more here. Keep your arms, inhale to a one-legged Tadasana with your legs, left knee rises. Use your exhale into your warrior three. Left heel reaches back. Extend your fingertips as far forward as you can. Find lots of space and length. Big breath in. Big step back to warrior one. Unwrap your arms. Make any adjustments that you need. I like my feet wider once again. Right knee above right ankle. And make sure your back toes are facing sort of forward. So they're at an angle. Both hips toward the top edge of your mat. Find strength through your legs, a sense of lift through your torso, your upper body. Hands behind your back, do the awkward crossing. One last grasp here. Open up your chest, breathe in. Humble warrior as you exhale, right shoulder to your thigh. Maybe inside, that's not necessarily the goal. And if it's comfortable, you can let your head and neck relax. Look to your back toes. Peel your arms off your back as much as your shoulders allow. One more round of breath. Gently release your hands down. Find your way into lizard or dragon back heel lifts. Right foot shimmies out to the right. Choose if you'd like this to be more yang or yin, a little bit more active or a little bit more passive. I'm choosing the more passive version. And then really take this time to be in it. Be aware without judgments. Allow the thoughts to come and go. Notice your breath. If you're holding on or have released that strong breath, come back to a deep, full inhale and exhale. If nothing else, you can control your breath. And as your sides feel even, or as it feels appropriate for you, make your way into any shapes that come right after that. For me, half splits. Right foot moves between my hands, and then I shift my weight back, a little bit of movement through right foot. Maybe a rock forward and back. And so when we really slow down, that we can listen a little bit more to our intuition, pay attention to what our body's saying, and move from a place of wisdom versus a place of simply reaction or reacting. No rush. In your time, make your way to a forward fold, standing at the top of your mat. Lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, folds. Plant your palms, step back, both knees down. And we'll set up for a little melting heart or puppy pose. So you might scoot a little bit back. This is sort of like an extended child's pose. You're going to walk your hands forward. And it may be plenty to stay here. Try and keep hips above your knees. You may drop your elbows, your chin, your forehead. Allow for a complete surrender, whatever that means or looks like today. As you feel called to move out, gently come out. If you're already out, totally cool. We're going to continue that kind of melting heart shape, but into more of a chest opener for camel. So find your way to standing on your knees. I like my toes tucked under. That feels more stable. And I'm not going to go into a super deep version. We are a little bit warmed up for it, but we don't want to go too far. So think about hands to your low back like you're putting them into back pockets. Scoop your tailbone under, really press your hips forward and engage your glutes. Hug your elbows in, lift your heart. And this may be plenty. I'm going to stay right here. If you've got this space and want to bring one hand to your heel or both, you're welcome to go there. Keep lifting and lengthening through your entire spine. Imagine your heart shining up to the sky, a little Care Bear stare here. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Come out of that. Find your way to a seated position. You can sit on your heels, hands in your lap. You're welcome to come into a child's pose if that feels appropriate as a counter stretch. If you'd like to move into a rabbit or hare with me, Hands to your heels or interlace behind your back. Again, I tuck my toes under. Think of the crown of your head coming down to the ground in front of your knees. So you're finding a little chin tucking in and a stretch to the back of your neck and through your upper back, upper thoracic spine. We don't want a ton of weight on your neck, so it's just a gentle rock forward. And slowly release. From here, we're going to take it onto our bellies. So as you're ready, find your way down. Sphinx pose, forearms parallel to each other, elbows below your shoulders. So your arms are in front of you, parallel, palms flat, fingers spread wide. This may be enough. If it feels like too much, you can drop your chin to your chest. You can bring your hands stacked and just rest in a little resting belly down shape. Or you can find a seal pose for more. Press into your hands and lift your elbows. Try to avoid shoulders to ears, so keep some of that space. Let's take one more round of breath. And slowly release. I like a little bit of movement here. Wiggle your hips or windshield wiper your feet right and left. We'll take this into what I call kickstand. Some people call broken branch. I'm just going to scoot a bit so you guys can still see my hands. Arms are going to be out wide in a T. Right hand is going to come right by your right side, so elbows bent. You're going to roll onto your left hip, kickstand your right foot behind you. And if it doesn't feel great with the arm extended, you can always do more of a cactus shape. Slowly begin to unwind back onto your belly. And we'll take that to the other side. Right arm extends, left hand by your side, roll onto your right hip. Got my little microphone pack here, so I'm just going to scoot it. Kickstand your left foot. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And in your way back onto your belly. Come to your Sphinx pose once again. So forearms parallel to each other. We're going to cross arms below your chest as if you're taking eagle. So lift your left elbow, thread your right arm underneath, and then left arm on top. And shimmy your hands as far as you can. Let your forehead relax toward the ground. And I'll let you choose how long you stay here. When you feel like it's been enough, switch the crossing of your arms. And when you've done both sides, flip onto your back. I'm going to unthread, switch my arms. As your sides are even, or as it feels appropriate for you, make your way onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. A gentle rock side to side. And we'll take an imaginary legs at the wall, so simply stack your feet right above your hips. If you are close to a wall or a chair or a couch and want to put your legs to the wall, chair, or couch, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, find that spot where your feet kind of hold themselves up. If hamstrings are really tight, you can always bend your knees. Allow the weight of your legs to keep your low back rooted to the ground. Please feel free to stay here or bend your knees, draw them back to your chest. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, lift your head, relax your head down. Spinal twist to end, either both knees together to one side, or if you prefer one leg crossed, one leg straight, take that. As we're nearing the end of our time together, stay aware of all the things that are happening internally, externally, in that place of noticing without judgment. Allow yourself the grace, the forgiveness, the kindness to simply be present with everything. Pass through center, take it to the other side. When your two sides feel about even, back to center. Any last shapes or poses, movements that you like before your final rest? Eventually find yourself in a comfortable Shavasana. Lift your heart, snuggle your shoulders down your back. Keep that space open that you created. If nothing else, love and compassion for yourself, for your experience. Eyes closed, face relaxed. Take these last couple minutes to simply be. When you're ready to move on with your day, start by deepening your breath. Add small movements, little wiggles, any stretches. Keep your eyes closed, turn to one side, and press up to a comfortable seated position. Take a moment, palms together in front of your heart. Acknowledge how you're feeling now, and it's okay if you don't feel any different or any better. You allowed yourself to be. And see if next time feelings of loss, anger, sorrow, whatever's coming up for you arises, if you can take some time to slow down, to pause, go inward, process. Feel them physically, allow for that grief, and then allow yourself to move on from that space of acceptance and love. We'll bring thumbs together between your eyebrows, and we'll bow our heads together. Namaste. Thank you guys. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon.